in the early 2000s, this woman's remains were discovered eroding out of the cliffs at Kimmeridge on Dorset's Jurassic coast. Because of pottery that was associated with the burial, we suspected that she was either late Iron Age or early Roman. We sent off a small piece of bone for radiocarbon analysis, and that's the result that we got back was this person lived at some time between the end of the 1st century BC and the middle of the 1st century AD. She died at a relatively young age. She's in her probably late 20s at the most, and we can tell this by the way the skeleton develops. The other thing we can do is we can look at the amount of wear on her teeth, because in the past people had much tougher diets than we have now and their teeth used to wear away. We can see some signs that she's had quite an active life. We can see signs in the bones of her legs that she spent a lot of time squatting, and also we can see signs in looking at the muscle attachments on her arm bones that she actually had really quite robust muscles that are used to rigorous repetitive activity. So it looks like she was involved in some sort of repetitive manual labour. What we were able to do in this case, something that would have been difficult to do just a few years ago, is to make a 3D virtual model of this individual's skull. Now what we've then done is taken that file and we've asked our colleagues, the engineers at the university, if they can produce a 3D print of the skull. From that life-size 3D replica, one of our students was able to then reconstruct Kimmeridge Woman's face.
I've always loved sculpture and art anyway, and getting to kind of see this woman almost come to life in front of you, it was amazing. And I guess it helps to bring back that humanity to her. So once you've got her in front of you, it's a lot easier to then feel empathy and imagine even more what her life could have been like.
Kimmeridge Woman will be on display at Wareham Museum throughout 2025. The past belongs to everyone, and everyone should have an opportunity to engage with the lives that we can reconstruct sometimes. And in this case, I think Kimmeridge Woman would recognise the landscape that we still live on. You could take her to Kimmeridge now, or to Wareham now, or other parts of Dorset, and I think she would know where she was. She would recognise the place that we still live in.
For her to actually be going on display is kind of a dream come true. We have opportunities with Bones to learn more about these women's lives who have just been forgotten about for the most part. So I very much wanted to look at people who were just ordinary women and to just explore that, because I think there's a beauty in ordinary people's lives that we tend to just overlook.